Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am now forced to bring a 15th video to you again because apparently Jehovah God has abandoned me altogether to try to go back to trying to destroy the world. Now, this is terrible because he actually 60 years ago, when he set me up to be here, to be a truth pillar for him, so he can understand if he was seeing it backwards or not, because that was when he realized that for the first time in 6,000 years, he was seeing it backwards to destroy the world. He set me up here, and he had mentioned this, in fact, in Christian Holy Bible, that he might bring a right and reasonable person like me together with him to understand what he was always seeing wrong and reasonable, because he did suspect 2,000 years ago and since the Garden of Eden that he might be Jehovah God for real in his good mind. But after the garden, he had lost his mind and got confused to be a destroyer in the world, to, to destroy all humanity and to get into the destruction of the world with his criminal mind. Now, this is a wrong and a reasonable mind where he forgets who he is and everything. So he really got completely confused to think that he was not Jehovah and this was just a concept. But he got really involved in destroying the world after the Garden of Eden. So he created a warring world of Satan's, and the concept of being the supreme evil ruler of the world started with him after the garden, and he also came out backwards as Allah. But here's the peaceful world he created later after the salvation plan with Jesus Christ, his only son. But he was confused to think to destroy it, so he divided it, as you see here, like like this, and carried on with Satan's world. And this, when he got to this point in time, he messed up the abortion law to create his set up law to destroy the world. And he calls this its perfect fun. And this, you understand, comes from the mind of a terrible criminal here. And but he has a good mind. So we have talked this out for 5 years now. He has been with me on top of the world, and all the trouble in the world today, in the big world situation, starts from the top down with Jehovah God completely confused to make all this trouble in the world the whole time to destroy the world until now as an evil ruler. But now 60 years ago, he realized he should be a good ruler and quit and go up to the Christian government and straighten the world out and go home and live in peace with Jesus Christ, because he had made him a slave in the army and straightened everything out. But he didn't do it. He went back into his criminal mind, being a sneak around, and until he got to me, which he didn't plan to meet with me. It was just by chance that I ended up at Roe v. Wade to fix this abortion law that he messed up in the name of God first. But I also realized on January 1st, 2000, that it caused the war against evil. So I was also angry about that, and that I have a right to sanctify my unborn child as a good father, and everybody does, so that the men have a voice in this law also. The abortion law was made backwards, like it was all wrong. It needs to be illegal, which is our right, the father's right, the good ruler of the world, but by exceptions. And the mother's right is an exception as the evil ruler of the house. You see, good ruler, evil ruler. So God and the good father, or all the fathers, have a right to say no to this abortion law, and it is also was made all wrong. So it is when it is made right, it is made into God's law from Satan's law, which is a part of this world destruction plan, which happened 40 years ago now, and we need to get it back to God's law. This is the key set up a law for him to continue destroying the world. And he knows we're past that point where it should have solidified, but I have contacted the court to hold off until we achieve world peace. And I aim to achieve world peace. If I got to do it on my own, and that's what he's left me to do. And I am a single witness. So the world who reads all this is no doubt wondering, how am I going to get this done? And why did Jehovah leave me alone? Because he only got involved with two witnesses so he could choose to take out to continue to destroy the world and make a fool out of me with the hope that I would be failing here. It's a terrible thing for him to do, but it's a terrible mind he's got. And I'm glad to tell you that I have realized and found out more things from him, because he's with me every day and he sits right here, and this little spirit can sit in my mind. I know he's watching her. He sees everything. One little spirit man is a freak of nature out to destroy the world today. And if you saw the World Big News last night, you'll see the terrible things that are going on Channel 25 or any big world news. What a terrible situation it is in the Eastern world and in Africa and all the other parts of the world. And how lucky we are to be able to be safe in America and keep working on world peace like this. I want all the people of the world to back me up and really support me with this. Because although I have an absent witness, if they will realize what we have here with my website and with all these videos, we can still achieve world peace with this absent witness. Because all of Christian theocracy is coming together now, and everything is understood from the top down, so we can achieve a new world of peace forevermore. Even if I have to do it alone, the Christian courts should allow the fact that I could not achieve any of these things on my own. All things considered, Jehovah had to help me. And I admit it, I couldn't have done it without him. He was the evil ruler of the East while I was the good ruler of the West. It's written in the website. We needed each other. So the courts can still achieve world peace in absentee of this two witnesses that the court needs to go to world peace. Now I beg of the court and the president to take this 15 video and move ahead with world peace, because we should have been there in the early July of last year, 2012, because we had it by the end of 2011 when he betrayed me after we wrote it and called for Holy Jihad to run around me and try to destroy the world again. But he never quit, okay? And that was on paper. So I created a website for him, a beautiful one. And so by the end of 2012, he should have had it done. I mean, he should have went to world peace with this. But that wasn't good enough. He sneaked around, and I'm left with that. And it's 2 months past going into, it is March already in 2013. And just on the big news last night, it was a terrible situation in the world. And he sat and watched me with it. And I told him, Joe, but look what you've done. You're not even trying to stop this scrambled up situation. He got so confused, he became Beelzebub in the world. All this plays out in Christian theocracy. The world itself must believe me and push this Christian government to go to world peace and stand by me, and we'll achieve it even without Jehovah, just by absentee witness. Okay, that's my hope right now. I'll see you again soon. Out of time. Good night.